Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Enter the Gungeon. As always, there are only two types of Gungeon runs now. I should avoid maybe, oh god, we finished the hunt 10 hours ago, let's go talk to this guy. I should avoid jinxing myself, but there's only two kinds of Gungeon runs at this point. Victories and Lich Deaths. Today we hunt the Shroomer. We got the Shellagun. I think we probably would be like 5 hunts deeper if I just remembered to go talk to this guy every single time, but that's okay. Life goes on. We're going to be playing the Bullet today, because I believe that I forgot to play the Bullet in our last rotation. Honestly, I think I've been playing really well. Like, I'm an airplane, I'm flying at 35,000 feet, occasionally I'm dipping down to 50 feet. And that's, the 50 feet part is killing me. But for the most part, we're playing well, we're just not following through. It's like we got a lot of power behind our swing, but our timing is all messed up. You know what I mean? Like a baseball analogy. Yeah, I've made an analogy to aviation. I've made an analogy to baseball. I don't know, I'm trying to think of like what other pursuits I could make an analogy to that would make this relatable. It's like in chemistry, it's like, you know, we're doing the lab processes properly, but our measurements are all messed up, so we're not getting repeatable results. You know, it's something along those lines right now, but I really feel like this is the storm before the calm. Everyone's always talking about the calm before the storm. Baby. We talk about the storm before the calm, not the calm before the storm. I think that when we come out of this funk that we're in right now, we are going to be ready to absolutely pop the fudge off. And I'm not talking about, you know, pop the F off. I'm talking about we're going to be playing so well, the fudge is literally going to be coming off at the top of brownies. It's going to be like a heat situation. I don't understand the physics of it. I don't understand the thermodynamics of it. All I know is the sound it makes when it takes a man's life. For now, though, the Bullet fits in pretty well with our recent playstyle of not taking damage. And I'm hopeful that we can make that happen. It's a little self-inflating to say that we haven't been taking damage, but we really have been holding it down, like on early floors especially, and then just letting it slip. Maybe floor 4 is consistently where we blow it, but I think we should open that. We got the alien engine. Actually not very good, but if we get an active item that works with it, then we can work with this, and this will do a lot of damage as well. Also, maybe synergizes nicely with the heavy boots, and we might consider picking up heavy boots because we're the Bullet, but we'll have to take that, you know, as it comes, because it may or may not. But if I know anything about heavy boots, it's that it definitely will show up, 100%. So we got our second key. I think we should open it. Even though it's a brown chest. Another brown chest. Armor, that's actually extremely important. But even if it's, even though it's just a brown chest, still useful because we need an active, and if it's a passive, then, you know, we're better to have it than not have it. But we'll see if maybe our shop has some keys for sale. It's possible we might be able to swing the Oubliette. And the more the merrier as far as items go, so I would be pro Oubliette in all likelihood. Recording this on a Friday, so it's not like I've got an NLSS to go to or anything like that. No rush. We can take our time. Not that I do, I mean, I can't think of any situation in which I've been like, I want to go to the Oubliette, but I'm not going to because we have the NLSS later. But it just means that if this run takes 90 minutes, it takes 90 minutes. And this is why sometimes I'm going to level with you. I appreciate it, but I get annoyed sometimes when Gungeon's a little late some days and people go, you know, oh, is the series over already? Yo, there's first off 3 keys for sale. That's pretty sweet. Some of this stuff is tempting, but we'll think about it first. Like, the average Gungeon run after, like, episode 40 has been an hour, effectively. So it's like 90 hours of Gungeon content. Holy fuck. Now, I'm not saying it's like Breaking Bad, you know, where every hour that, or every episode of Breaking Bad, you know, 8,000 man-hours go into writing it and, you know, doing craft services and et cetera, et cetera. I'm okay with Knife Shield. I think it's fine. But, at the same time, like, it's a lot of Gungeon content. At 1 Isaac a day and 1 Gungeon a day, effectively, that's twice as much Gungeon daily as a result of the fact that the average Isaac episode is probably somewhere around a half hour these days. The average Isaac episode, or the average Gungeon episode, as mentioned, fairly substantially, like, outrageously longer than that. Watch out. He could slip a shot. He could slip a shot in on you here. Kind of surprised to find the knife shield in a brown chest. Like, I don't think it's, you know, red chest worthy. But relatively solid. Wonder if I could use Alien Engine. It's playing with fire too much, but I was like, maybe we could use Alien Engine to hit him through the wall. I thought maybe we could do something a little creative there, and it did work, even though I was a little afraid. The Mahogany, pretty solid gun. Where did all this money come from? We also got the Flawless, of course. I mean, the duct tape... I mean, I don't really want to... I hate to say it, I don't really want to buy the duct tape and then combine the Mahogany with the Alien Engine. I feel like it's basically just the Mahogany. You know, the Alien Engine's gonna not give us too much out of that. We got 3 keys. Assuming the water barrel is still back here, then I will, I'll go for it here. I also feel like we did combine the the Blasphemy once, and it just doesn't do anything in combination. Like, it doesn't destroy bullets, which makes it fairly poor. I might be misremembering that, but I don't think that I am. You might make a different decision in this situation, but, you know, more power to you. Start your own YouTube channel. That's not me being derisive. You know, follow your heart, follow your dreams, and, if nothing else, follow your memes. But either way, I think we made a sensible choice here. As long as we can maintain our armor, I'm feeling pretty good about where, you know, the road is going to lead us here. 4 HP, 2 armor. Mahogany, great room clearer for later. Alien Engine, maybe not so much, but we still have 1 key to start with down here, and honestly, we still have like 35 credits as well, not bad. And Knife Shield, which I think is a pretty solid active item, all things considered. Just the ability to destroy bullets is so useful here. Alright, keep it going. You know that guy's no joke. An annoying enemy. Old Crest, I feel like, and this is a commonly held belief based on, you know, the sentiment that I've seen on the Gungeon subreddit. The Oubliette is more difficult than the second floor, and not mandatory, but easy enough that it feels like it's worth doing to try to pick up, you know, some extra items. The Old King is so fucking tanky that he's not worth fighting to get the items that you would get from that floor. In my opinion, I agree with that. There may be situations in which I would disagree with it, but they'd have to be like, we'd have to be pretty fucking strong, I'll tell you that much. For now, I'm happy to be on the Oubliette. Sometimes you just gotta nut up or shut up, and I, honestly, I'm not in the business of shutting up, so I guess I should, nut up. Well, I wasn't shooting, if you want to get technical. I was just kind of, you know, smacking the wall around a little. But I can't swing my sword in this? You're gonna sell guns in this shop, but if I swing my sword, you're gonna say, whoa, buddy, cool it there. I really thought we could smack that away. That one's my bad. But, again, we get 1 free armor for coming down to the floor, so let's not lose our heads about this yet. We could gun munch the Alien Engine, and in fact, I really do not... What a waste of gun, or a knife shield there. I really do not feel like Alien Engine is very likely to give us anything. Like, anything of value. For me to feel comfortable using it at this point basically does require picking up something along the lines of, you know, Potion of Lead Skin. So, it's not going to be high on my list. I mean, I kind of do want to open this. Yeah, I mean, could be worse. Mega Dowser at least will knock enemies away, and if we get something like, you know, shock bullets... Well, I guess it doesn't even work as well. Like, normal shock bullets don't work as well as the robot's shock bullets, so... It's probably a bit of a waste, but, you never know. Not to mention, our key situation is acceptable enough that, I felt like it was worth taking the risk. Alright. This is good. The Oubliette also gives us 1 extra floor to get used to, Ooh, careful. Gives us 1 extra floor to get used to, our newfound synergies here, and the #1 thing to get used to right now, I'd say, is just making sure that we, don't needlessly waste knife shield charges by not actually using them. And when I said that our Gungeon play had been good recently, I recognize that some people may disagree with that, but I really feel like the big takeaway, I think this is going to be a secret. Ooh, no. Speed upgrade, very happy with that. Also does come with armor. The big takeaway is, like, very, very rarely are we playing badly at the start of a run in this day and age. Our win-loss, you know, track record is still pretty bad. Very bad, maybe even. But, we're very consistent in shitting on the start of the game. And I think that is indicative of us making an improvement in our lives, you know, in our Gungeon lives. Right, yeah. Fair enough. Just wasn't paying attention to those shots. My brain gave up on it, I think. Oh, we got a jammed enemy already. So I guess Knife Shield maybe carries a higher degree of curse than I'd originally anticipated. We're seeing just more jammed enemies than I'd expect. Not more that we can deal with, but more than maybe I'd expect. We did open both of our chests already. And this is really a situation in which it's evident how important... Oh, that sucks. How important Knife Shield can be for us. Rooms where we can't dodge without falling into a pit. Just a hypothetical there, so it can be extremely useful to just be able to stand still and tank some of those shots. I still, like, don't think that, you know, the secret room's gonna be there, but we don't need the blanks for the boss fight necessarily. I am going to, I'm gonna feed the alien engine, and I'm gonna feed the Mega Dowser. We're gonna hope for something a little bit more next level. If all we get is the bionic leg on this floor, I'm still okay with it, but we do have something coming from our next boss as well. Lowercase r is also pretty bad, I think. It's a fan favorite because it's annoying, but I don't think it's gonna benefit us too much here. Might rather have had the chance for Alien Engine to kick ass, honestly. So not necessarily thrilled with that gamble. Still got one blank left. We'll use that on the boss fight if we have to, and if we don't have to, we'll use it to hopefully find maybe a secret room later, and this is it. Let's do it. I think that we will probably just use the Blasphemy as much as is possible. I mean, it's one of those, like, don't it always seem to go, you don't know what you got till it's gone sort of situations. That's the real problem with the Knife Shield there, is if we dodge roll through an attack, we still lose the knives. You really have to, like, position yourself away from the attack if possible, but it charges up fairly quickly. What I was saying with, like, don't it always seem to go, you don't know what you got till it's gone here, is just that, it's, such a good item defensively, and such a decent item offensively, that we're not gonna know what we're missing here in the form of the Knife Shield until, we're not at full HP anymore. Luckily, I say we're not gonna know what we're missing in the Knife Shield. We're not gonna know what we're missing from the Blasphemy when we don't have full HP anymore, is of course what I meant to say. Let's kick the shit out of him. Alright, that was a really good test to see how much damage Knife Shield does. And the answer, unfortunately, is not quite as much as I thought. That was very close to being... Wow, some dumb damage. So I did lose armor. Really should have just popped the blank. Life goes on. We got some armor back. And we get Gungeon Ants. I'm not thrilled with how things went on this floor, if I'm being 100% honest with you, but we do have 100 and something credits, 109. We'll buy our key, and we'll head down to the next floor. We got a speed upgrade, at least. Not really making me that excited about having spent our time on the Oubliette and spent some keys as well, but, I mean, Gungeon Ant is potentially pretty good. Maybe. And we're still only on the second floor, so, you know, for all the damage we took on the Oubliette, which was, you know, more than I'd like to take on the Oubliette in the future, if possible, we should be a lot better off on this floor. And the speed upgrade is one of those things, once you get it, you forget about how useful it is, you know. It's subtly probably going to save ourselves some damage here in the future, so I should be happier to have it than I'm letting on right now. So we're just going to leave the key on the ground, so if we have to keep up our key economy by buying from the shop, we should be able to. And still kicking the shit out of all these rooms. That was like my ideal room right there. Oh, it's not quite done yet. Sorry, we got another 2.2 seconds. And another key as well. So I imagine this is great in the sense that we're probably going to be able to stack up a lot of money on this floor. Because we won't be spending, you know, 30 to 60 on keys. Or maybe even, you know, could buy 3 keys for that matter. And let's just say, you know, the Oubliette is like, it's like a holiday. It's like spring break, you know? I don't want to reinforce this image that, you know, what happens on spring break stays on spring break, but it's a floor where our performance there does not necessarily indicate the kind of run that we're gonna have, you know? Just because we fucked it up maybe a little bit on a floor that's not representative of the entire game does not mean that that's the way this run is gonna go, is all I'm trying to say by that ham-fisted analogy. So, wow, that was really smart. We don't have anything we want to buy on this floor now. Might buy a key because they're on, well, they're not on sale, but they're cheaper here than they'll ever be again. But apart from that, and I'm skeptical about that, nothing really I want to purchase here. Can't remember if that's regular shotgun or the Winchester, but neither one of them is exciting enough to make me worry about it, really. Back to the 109 credits we had on the Oubliette. And honestly, one thing I've been seeing a lot of lately in Gungeon is, you know, saving all these credits. Not my favorite, Vengeful Spirit. And I keep saying Vengeful Spirit's pretty bad. Nobody has taken to Twitter to say, actually, Vengeful Spirit is really good. You're wrong, and here's why. And I appreciate those well-reasoned arguments. Of course, now that I've mentioned it, people are going to be like, just so you know, it's actually good. But the fact that it hasn't happened yet to this point tells me that, you know, maybe it's not all it's cracked up to be. A green chest passive, Vengeful Idol. I don't know about that. But maybe it does more damage than I'm letting on here. But it seems like kind of like Scare Your Face from Nuclear Throne, but I'm much less excited. Ooh, that sucks. But I'm much less excited about getting hit in this than I am in Nuclear Throne, where, you know, you can get all sorts of synergies that makes health drop extremely frequently, relative to where it drops in Gungeon, which is, you know, like less than once per floor in many situations. 2 blanks. Don't fear the blank usage. I'm trying to take care of these dudes as they spawn. Just want to stay, you know, abreast of the situation here. I am guilty on the Ammoconda fight, without a doubt, of letting the Ammoconda get too close to me. Obviously not going to be stopping him on this one. Wow, that's a lot of HP. Hey, Tomo, now's not the time, buddy. I know you're pawing the door, you want out. It must suck to not, like, have control over being able to open the door where, like, your food and water are. I'm not relishing the situation, I'm actually just trying to relate to you. Oh, we didn't get him before he got healed, but we killed him as he healed. Alright, you're free to go. We get the microtransaction gun. The armor is pretty valuable. I appreciate the flawless, of course, as well. I appreciate being able to get the flawless. Thank you, Blasphemy, for being so good for allowing that to happen. I was just, I was sympathizing with my cat there, saying, you know, in my head, I know that, you know, I'm not going to keep this cat trapped in here. You know, Lord knows he walked in here and then slept. But now he's like, I got to take a crap. And I got to admit, you probably got to feel that extra urgency on the need to take a crap if you don't have the ability to open the door that has access to your bathroom yourself. I know I would probably be like, yo, dude, you got to let me out of this room. I got to take a shit. Be like, yeah, well, give me a minute. I'd be like, no, you don't understand. I'm an adult. I have to take a shit right now. You know, I'd be pawing at the door too. So, you know, just I'd maybe wait until he beats the Ammoconda. But that's, you know, I've got the luxury of, you know, human foresight. Abyssal Tentacle. I gotta say, a little disappointed. Not a bad item. And in fact, may make our flawlesses a little bit easier, but not really like my ideal choice for a red chest item. We have been everywhere on this floor, right? I actually think that this is more likely to be our secret room. Nope. But I figured, let's do that instead of just checking up here, and then let's see if I'm an idiot. Do not appear to be an idiot. Lovely. Down to the next floor. Again, floor 1, floor 2, played really well. Oubliette did fine. Lots of credits, and armor, very useful. Apart from that, I mean, what more is there to say right now? Probably pull out Abyssal Tentacle on the boss fights now. Even over the Blasphemy, but I know the Blasphemy's pretty good regardless. Does it depend what boss we fight? I don't know. I feel like the thing with the Blasphemy is that it might not have the fastest DPS output, but the DPS output is good, and the defense is unparalleled. Like the luxury that you can just press the right bumper, which also shoots, and block bullets that are coming in, is extremely good. Obviously, I mean, like, it's self-evident, but in case you were concerned that I'm undervaluing the Blasphemy, the only thing that would make that come to fruition... YV? Nope. What is that? It gives you full HP if you give them a gun or take some curse. I can't remember. I recognize, by the way, there is still an achievement to be had for killing 100 enemies inside a minecart. I don't want to use my sword kill enemies from inside the minecart, and apparently it was beyond me to think of the strategy of pulling out a gun to do it. Wow. Wow. I'm offended that my own brain did not think of that strategy. To pull out some kind of projectile weapon instead of just rushing that dude down. That's okay. You know, we still got a good setup. Keys, please. No keys. Just like to maybe shoot this with this thing. Armor. I think it's worth using a blank for armor. As most characters, I would probably be disappointed with this, but as the bullet, armor is very valuable, I think. Just makes it so you have, you know, one extra hit before you're no longer able to use the Blasphemy. And I think there's probably, if you looked at it, I mean, this is unscientific, but I think it's probable that if you looked at it, you would see that the longer you're able to use the Blasphemy, the more likely you are to have a victory. At least I would expect there to be some kind of correlation there. Can't say correlation online without, you know, people in freshman year statistics class saying correlation doesn't equal causation. It's true, but you have to understand that sometimes, you know, correlation is a useful piece of data if you put it into context. You know, if there's a correlation between the longer you use the Blasphemy and the amount that you win, or the frequency of your winning, it doesn't mean using the Blasphemy is what's giving you the ability to win. But, you know, there could be a confluence of factors related to that are helping you out, is all I'm trying to say there. I mean, there's really, it does not matter. It's one of the very few characters and very few situations in the game where ammo is, like, completely unconcerning to me. Quite the luxury, to be honest with you. I would love to pick up some raw damage upgrades. The Blasphemy's doing fine, but it may not do fine forever. I think we should just fight the boss. We got one blank. Let's do it up. It's gonna be this guy. Just try it. I've made a huge mistake. Yeah, okay, so Abyssal Tentacle. Look, I'm not saying it's bad. If anything, I'm very sympathetic to the plight of trying to compete with this, you know, the Blasphemy here, which is stellar. And it might even have better damage output, but it's much worse when it comes to... Yep, that was bad. It's much worse when it comes to peace of mind. Now, mind you, Cannon Balrog, he's a little bitch. I'm not too disappointed by this. Not because I expected it, you know, that's a bullshit attitude, but because as soon as I took that roll, I was like the other thing we could have done was roll away from the bullets. But then when he hit the, or roll away from the Balrog, but then when he hit and the bullets spawned, we would have been in a worse position. I was kind of trying to get 2 dodges with 1 stone. And when it works, you look, you know, like a genius. When it doesn't work, you look like a freaking idiot like me right now, but... even just being able to destroy the bullets during this phase is fine. And by fine, I mean, like, actually good. So far, taking 1 damage on the first 3 bosses can't be that disappointing. I suppose if we know that the knives are gonna break, we might as well shoot them at that point. So if we're gonna be dodging through a bunch of attacks, that's probably our cue to be like, alright, let's recover some value out of the knife shield charge. And honestly, apart from that momentary brain fart, I think we played this pretty well. So we'll take, oh, the shock rifle's okay. We'll take Abyssal Tentacle ammo. Could become kind of the ace in the hole for us if we ever find ourselves low on HP, which is possible. I mean, 5 HP is not bulletproof. You really want to have 6 by now, but, you know, it's the dream that maybe we'll be able to flawless the Wallmonger or something. I mean, the Wallmonger, I think, is like the easiest boss to flawless on the 3rd floor or the 4th floor if you're still rolling Blasphemy. The ability to just be like, remember the fact that you're like a bullet hell game? I don't give a shit about that anymore. I just press right bumper, hit you, and destroy all the bullets so I never have to dodge. Then it's all good. Man, we really should have come to this room first. If we had 2 blanks, we might have 1 more HP right now, but it's a good learning exercise. I think we'll buy a key, and we're gonna head down to the 4th floor with quite a lot of credits remaining. Should be able to buy something amazing from either the 4th floor or the Forge, if there's something amazing for sale, which is, unfortunately, something that's been happening with alarming unregularity in Gungeon lately. Lots of times now, lately, been saving up money, and then we get down, and they're like, hey, we don't have anything for you that's good at all. We have done well enough with keys on this run that I'm like, man, maybe we should just, sure, well, you know, why not? Maybe we should just open that door. And if it's a map man, awesome. Maybe it'll purge our curse. That's probably more valuable than a lot of, you know, low-tier actives or passives. Is purging, you know, even our low levels of curse. Green chest gets open first, and this means that when we get a heart, we get more heals out of it. So you go blue chest, or you go secret door. As much as this makes me a hypocrite, I'm gonna go blue chest. No, you know what? Let's go secret door. Because we know it's gonna be a blue chest gun. Who cares? We have Blasphemy, you know, we got other stuff. This is some kind of shop. And, the M16 is wonderful. Completely nullifies my earlier concern about not having something decent to spend our money on. A fantastic room killer slash boss killer if we run out of Blasphemy juice, aka HP. One thing I'll say about the M16, there's no real reason at all to use anything but the grenade launcher. You get 500 grenades or 500 bullets. The grenade launcher's a little slower, but still, you know, much faster than the grenade launcher itself. This thwomp is rustling me right now. I gotta admit, it's getting himself in there. I think if you took thwomps out of the game, I would have like 4 more Gungeon wins. And that's not me saying, you know, they're bullshit. Rather, it's an enemy that not only does it have a tendency to hit me, maybe more frequently than other enemies, it has a tendency to hit me more often. Like, especially on bullet hell, once we get into like those shitty thwomps that don't die. I've been hit by those guys multiple times, like the same one multiple times. I.e., more than once have I been like double touchied by the same fucking thwomp. It's probably more than once in some runs have I been double touchied by the same thwomp more than once. I get that this is a strange sentence here. I still think we've got a good build. If you ignore the momentary lapse of judgment on the Cannon Balrog fight. I think you can admit that, statistically speaking, we're doing alright. Haven't taken too much stupid damage. Some. Not too much, though. Being able to crush that guy early is very nice. Okay, keep it going here. We do need keys now, and it's highly probable, I'd say, that by buying the M16, we've... Oh, are you kidding me? I mean, I did it to myself completely, but still, I'm a little disappointed. It's highly probable, I think, that we won't be able to get any other items, and it's okay. I think it's worth it, but let's see who we got here. It's the kill pillars. I think we should go M16 here, honestly. Like, go M16. And this is where we always take damage. So to be able to not take damage there felt very nice. Now we're in a period of relative safety, I'd say. Shoot a couple times with the bullets, then go back to the grenades that I believe can do some AoE damage. Shouldn't be using that many grenades. Or that many bullets, I should say. Now, there might be those of you out there who were not true believers when it came to the M16 purchase. You say, what's the big idea? It's just another stupid assault rifle. Is it, though? Is it, though? Sorry, I'm gonna answer that rhetorical question. I just want to not accidentally screw myself here. Probably some of the sloppiest, like, final phase of the kill pillars in recent memory. It's because I'm psyching myself out, man. I just want the ability to destroy those extra bullets. Beautiful. So we made up for the Cannon Balrog lack of flawless. Got some armor back, which is super sick. And actually, the Yari launcher, it's not amazing. But it is fast damage output. So, you know, maybe this is the kind of thing, maybe we start thinking, you know, to thine own self be true. We suck so bad on the second phase of the Lich fight. It does not work with my brain yet. But I recognize that that's, you know, a defeatist mindset. The idea like, oh, my brain doesn't work with it. My brain doesn't work with it innately. But with practice, I'm sure that we can get there. But until then, you know, the Yari launcher might do us a good service by just letting us kick the shit out of him as soon as it's fucking possible. So, this is good stuff. This floor has, not that I lost much confidence, but this floor has renewed a lot of whatever confidence I had lost up to this point. I don't know why I still, like, reload room to room, but that's okay. Fourth floor, occasionally can be a real dick, so the fact that we're holding steady here, like a Craig Finn-led Minnesota American roots rock group, is very valuable to my psyche right now. Ooh, it was a little close. Don't even teleport. I can hit you. I can hit you. I can hit you. Of course, now that we've actually used a gun, I'd say our odds of getting ammo are approximately 0, because that's just the way Gungeon likes to fuck you. And I mean, I don't really know what to say about this situation, except that there's no way I should be getting hit once here, much less getting hit twice, but at least we do have HP that we can roll back on if necessary. Okay. Was there not? I thought near the spawn. Oh, in the boss fight there's HP. I want to go back to that because, you know, it's pretty unrealistic to assume that we're going to be able to use the Blasphemy forever, but being able to use the Blasphemy until bullet hell would be really nice. Because, you know, it saves us ammo for everything else, and also, it's really good and it destroys bullets and it isn't afraid of anything. Oh, sorry. What I meant to say, of course, is that it doesn't afraid of anything. Okay. Now, enemies I'm most afraid of, power rankings 2016. Skellies. Those enemies in the blue robes that spawn, the red enemies that come up behind you. Oh no, I just said skellies and I summoned it. I didn't even say it 3 times in the bathroom mirror. That's how these sort of things are supposed to work. Beautiful. Maybe I shouldn't be scared of skellies. No, I should still be scared of skellies. I'm scared of skeletons. Where are you from? You sexy thing, you. Are you afraid of skeleton? not skeletons, Jack Skellington. From Timbertown. That wacky dude now. Alright, you're all dead. Where's our shop? Because, I mean, I hope I don't have to spend a key to get in there. I'd like to buy 2 keys, even if it means that we can't access a shop on the next floor and buy anything in there. That's fine by me. Ooh, baby, I love your way. But you're going to actually cost me a key? You know what? We worked for it. Let's make it work for us. Wow. I thought I knew what true disappointment felt like, but only in that moment did I reach a true level of understanding. Hey. I think we buy nothing now. And instead, head down to the next floor. Cupid's bow, once we get down to the, once we get down to bullet hell, it's better. If only I'd known. It's better, but is it good? No, I don't think it's, like, good. No, is it, like, gonna kill enemies easily? No, I think the answer to that question is no. But, maybe I'm wrong. Now, do we need anything else to beat this run? I hope the answer is we don't need HP, because the odds of us getting more of that is pretty damn low. Yo, cool your shit a little bit, dude. Whoa. I don't think we need anything else if we play like an 8 out of 10. If we want to win while playing like a 3 out of 10... Oh, you dirty dog. Then I'd like some extra passives related to damage in particular. See, man, this is why the bullet is so much fun. Even with oh, you know what? Excuse me? There we go. Even with not full HP, the blasphemy still kicks ass, man. Whoa! Explain to me, riddle me this. From behind the wall, he shot a shot that hit me up against the wall. I still think this is, like, not that bad. There's a recovery period associated with this. Just hit Skelly, man. There you go. And I really feel like, you know, it is in our best interest to start cranking out these Cupid's bow shots. Oh, we got him. Start cranking out these Cupid's bow shots, you know? It's easy to manage 2 guns at the same time. If you've ever seen Office Space, you're familiar with that, of course. Just hitting one enemy with the charm bow is good enough to get some great work done. There you go, look at that. I wasn't going to take it on face value that he was not going to shoot at me, even though he was charmed. Just guard thyself. There we go. Extra blank here, feels good. Probably mahogany ammo's not going to last forever. I guess nothing is charmed anymore, so like, the earth is devoid of beauty, apparently. There we go. Just get, like, an enemy on your side so that the bullets start to do damage. Oh, man, to not get hit there is a real surprise. All right, So obviously I'm an idiot. I tried to roll into that enemy thinking that would be a smart decision. It was not a smart decision. I do want to use this gun muncher. I think I could realistically put, well, definitely lowercase r is a high priority, I'd say. I feel like Gun Knight Greaves is an important buy here. We don't need it immediately, but if we can get the full HP and then have Gun Knight Greaves protecting us for a little bit on the next floor, that would be pretty big. What I, of course, mean to say is, I believe in Gun Knight Greaves. Pray for the man in the middle. One that talks like Doolittle. It's been a little while. Forgive me on the Mr. Greaves fuck up there. Too easy, dude. Alright. Let's generate some HP. No way around it. We fucked up. Shouldn't have lost this much HP to begin with. We put ourselves in this situation. Let's get ourselves out of it. Oh, come on. Dude, actually, like, aim, though. Aim properly. Good God. Jesus Christ. There we go. Alrighty. Apparently it doesn't matter all that much if you get a thwomp on your side. No, okay, right. We don't take contact damage. What am I afraid of? Red hearts. I can feel a red heart on this room. I can feel the red heart beating his one. Oh, you dirty dog. At the last minute, you chose not to give me a red heart. How absolutely rude of you. I'm liking this. Charmed one of these guys. Bullets working for me for once instead of against me. And another blank. You know what I'm thinking? Is the flawless, you know, theoretically exists here. With 4 blanks. 4 blanks and the blasphemy. Also my favorite Robert Altman film. Anytime people call me an idiot, remember which YouTuber gave you the Robert Altman reference in a Gungeon video off the cuff, okay? That's all I ask. Extremely helpful, thank you. Always charm your least favorite foe. Alright, well, we got another item room that unfortunately we can't do anything with yet. Probably getting pretty close to the boss fight here, and you know I'm super stoked to have M16. We will try to. Wow, there it is right there. We will try to use M16 effectively. I think it certainly beats any other item. Oh man, what is this though? Yes, we will. Makes it easier for us to get the full HP for one, but also damage is what I asked for. Damage is what we're going to receive here. Only 5 HP on the forge. Not very good. But worth? I think so. I think worth, yes. Probably you take M16 ammo. It's only a little over 100 down, but I don't see why you would take anything else. I mean, the mahogany's good, but it's replaceable. The M16 is a pretty pivotal part of the experience right now. Oh, that was real bad. I'd actually gone so long without taking damage. I was starting to believe in our ability to get back to full HP before the dragon fight. Obviously, it looks pretty unlikely now. I think it's more important, if possible. I can't remember precisely what the shop has. This is not a good shot, but it's more important, if possible, to get back to full HP than it is to get Gun Knight Greaves. That's like 100 credits for 2 armor. You know, it's expensive. Wow, almost got tagged there. But expense doesn't matter too much at this point. It's like literally we're hitting the shop at like the end of our lives. And we're like, I don't know, I don't want to empty my savings account out too much. I mean, the analogy doesn't hold because, sure, maybe you've got, like, you know, obligations and, you know, you want your kids to be set up for life or something like that. I don't know. But in our present situation, we can just ignore that stuff because it's not fitting the purposes of our analogy. And, you know, when you use an analogy, it's not like I'm using this analogy to be world analogy master, you know? You're using it to communicate a point through indirect means. So as long as that point hits, I think that's what's truly important. Important, if I may say so. Thank God that guy died. Basically just in time. Oh, good work, good work, good work. No red hearts at all on this floor. That's a big disappointment. Alright. Well. I think you get 2 keys. And then what do you get? You're probably going to be able to afford ammo. And I think it was better to get 2 keys than to get 2 greaves. We could also go to that... Yeah, it's sensible, I think, to go to the room that might be Map Man. Ooh, better aim from muscle relaxant. But it could also be Fairy in a Jar, and Fairy in a Jar would be very useful for us here. But if it's Map Man, that's fine. We still get an item. It's the same situation, effectively. Hip holster. This means that when we shoot... Wait, when we roll, we reload? Is that what hip holster? Fires a bullet upon reloading. Okay. Interesting. I don't think we have anything for Gun Muncher, so... Let's go fight the boss. We got 4 blanks, buddy. Let's do it. You know how we're gonna do this, I assume. This is not a jammed enemy, correct? Dude, can you fuck off, though? Like, I really don't want to have to use the blanks too early. I also do not want to have to use the M16 bullets. I want to use the grenades. And you're like exclusively giving me opportunities to use the bullets. Not even opportunities, I'd say necessities. We only have 1 blank left. We're like a third of the way through this. And of course... Oh, I got too attached to the idea of making it work. Okay. Basically, 100% my own fault. It's okay. Life goes on. You gotta admit, this dude is seriously coming at me hard with the blankable attacks. Where's the ones that I can just dodge roll through? Dude, seriously! Took some damage in there. I gotta admit, I'm a little TO'd. This is one of the... He's not jammed, right? This is a regular-sized Dragun. Crack him open with these knives a little. Yeah, I'm just gonna say he's ready to go. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we got long-term on this one. I feel like maybe you open 3 M16 shots, then go, Abyssal Tentacle? Just because it's consistent damage, and to be honest with you, I doubt we're gonna have much of an opportunity to use it in other situations. Like, that seemed pretty good to me. And we'll probably go back and try to buy M16 ammo, but this is a strange one, man, I'll tell you that much. I really don't want to use the M16 as a room clearer, but... we may find ourselves in that situation. Get hit once! I stand by this Dragun being a little bit more of a dick than the regular, average Dragun. Got 49 credits. what I wouldn't give for that to be a fairy in a jar room right now. So much more valuable when they show up late on a run. Buy M16 ammo. And then destroy your chest. Small, but not non-existent chance to get at least like a red heart or something. Ooh, half a red heart. Okay. So I don't like our odds, and I think that's fair to say. I don't know why I started like this like a rap anyway. Hey, ho, how do you do? Dum dum dum, got a rock in my shoe. You know, that one's on the house. A little goofier than Will Smith, but not everybody can be street, you know? Well, you know, it's Jim Carrey, Dumb and Dumber.jpg, so you're saying there's a chance. But I genuinely believe there's a shot for us here, and what it consists of is using the blasphemy to block every single incoming bullet, hoping for red heart drops. Probably not going to get 2 of them before we take damage ourselves, but if we can make it to the boss fight, we got a lot of good stuff working for us. I don't know, let's try micro. It has 2 bullets. What? I don't know what I've done. Oh, you know what? Did I spend all of the money that we got for picking it up or something? That either way, it's no longer is this super useful for us. Unless it is, like let's use it on the boss maybe. We're gonna roll Blasphemy Shock Rifle. Oh, thank God. That was hell. And, you know, items that charge quickly, ooh, not bad. Items that charge quickly, very valuable on bullet hell, I feel, even if their actual usefulness is not on paper that amazing. I gotta say, I think Shock Rifle and then that Bullet Angel or Fallen Angel damage upgrade is doing crazy good work for us here. Being able to 2-shot enemies with this is ridiculous. One-shotting some enemies. Three-shotting some enemies, but it sounds less elegant that way. Okay, try not to waste bullets. At least try not to consistently waste bullets. You know, it adds up. And we're gonna need the ammo down here. You know, if you overshoot each enemy by 1, could cost you, you know, 100 ammo on this floor, easy. At the same time, you don't want it taking up your focus either, like focusing on strictly ammo economy, because that's just going to lead to you having a lapse in judgment, taking damage. This room sucks. Oh, I really wish the room was done right there. Then we could just get out the door. Oh, thank God. Ammo. Okay, good stuff. I guess we should have used Blasphemy a little bit more there, but can't argue. Shock Rifle's doing crazy good work right now. Really, that guy's got to go. And I'm not thinking of this as like, oh, we've only taken X damage on bullet hell if we get hit. I'm really thinking of it as like, we have this much less damage to use on the Lich fight. So, and we've seen that unfortunately, yours truly, maybe not the most effective fighter of the Lich. And that's putting it fairly politely. Not a dead end. Oh, good work. We actually are at 4.5 HP, which is ridiculous. Nice bounty of basically getting exactly the drops we need right now. Just keep it moving. Let's be real. We know this is going to be a long floor one way or the other. Might as well accept it. That guy's got to go. We have fudged it up. That's okay. Break your bullets. Buy yourself some safety. terrible place to stand. Can't hit what you can't see, buddy. Oh, go hard, go hard, go hard. Lovely. That Skelly went down pretty quick, actually. Well, how could he not when I was talking dirty to him? Just take this guy out. We saw him spawn. We didn't know what other enemies were around us in the corners, but doesn't matter. Now, my new strat is walk into the Lich fight with 800,000 knives surrounding us. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do not get hit by the Jam Champion. The Champion. Ammo, please. Yeah, I know, like, you've been very nice to me. You've been very kind to me so far, and I appreciate that, but I'd really like some ammo, please. I do not want to have to go back to using the mahogany. There are worse things in this world, but, I mean, I feel like it would demonstrably be a bad thing for my chances. Wow, that's probably the best that's ever gone. It's alright, 24. Oh, it's Bullet Hell's boss! Commonly known by his other name, the Lich. Okay. Well, it's not gonna get any better than this. Just go for it. You know what? Don't worry so much now about min-maxing the ammo. I do think the grenades are much more valuable, but if it comes down to, like, you know, you got 12 things on your brain to micromanage, who gives a shit? Take some shots with the M16. There's worse things in this life. If you're using it, like, even close to efficiently, the M16 is going to be, like, disgustingly ammo efficient anyway. Just play it slow here. You're in a good spot. Again. You have to shoot some bullets. There are worse things in this world. He's gonna stop shooting. Just take that guy out. Perfect timing. Gotta admit, a little embarrassed by that damage at the end there. Easy. Phase 2, where all good runs go to die. I think you go straight up. Yari launcher, right at his face. If it takes off half his HP, you're in a great spot. Then you use the grenades to break as many bullets on the third phase as possible. I know we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves, but don't forget we get one extra Yari per clip here. Not trying to brag or nothing, but still, probably should take out the blasphemy. It's already gone. That's okay. That was extremely helpful. Oh, I was in a good spot. Little aggressive on the dodge. Just go for it, just go for it. You got him. Beautiful. Let's not get cocky. We've kind of blown a couple of these lately. I don't want to get a bit above my station right now. I think that we did really, really... I mean, Bullet Hell did right by us, but also, we did really well on Bullet Hell. I think you got to admit. Also, big ups to Knife Shield for straight up just blocking that entire tendril right there. That was a huge help. Figured, you know, use some bullets up close and personal since we had so much free space there. Again, here. Yeah. You know what? Spin as long as you want to spin, buddy. We are going to take the win. You spin, I win. I consider that a pretty good deal here. And probably we can kill him with anything at this point. Oh, that hurts. But that run at the end there became unfuck-upable. And I gotta say, big ups to the game for being kind to us. Big ups to me for taking the M16, you know? Spending over 100 credits on a gun does not always feel right. That time it did. And it also took some mental fortitude to take a lot of dumb damage on the 4th floor in the Forge, well, the Forge in particular, and then be like, you know what? I'm just not losing. I've decided that we're going to do our best to win. But RNG helped us out a ton on Bullet Hell. We found the boss fight pretty quickly, and big ups to that Fallen Angel sacrifice as well. Allowed us to get enough damage to make the shock rifle, like, disgustingly good on Bullet Hell. But that was a good win. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.